Milpic Japan, another Tarani knife, again 511 Tactical Series in cooperation with Steve Tarani. That was the first 511 knife or Tarani knife I bought, and I liked the design, the price was okay, and actually I wanted to have one of the 511 knife that I ended up with buying from each series one. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a little bit crazy, but nothing new, right? So, carton packing, similar like before. The size is all the same, right? You might be able to see that. Look, this is what will follow, right? And I go slow by slow through them, not all in one day. So this is the so-called Investigator knife with a 3.1 inch tanto point. It's closed 4.8 inch and in total 7.9 inch long. You know, find a translator for that, not translator, sorry, calculator for that on the internet, because I'm in the metric system, I have no clue. Okay, it's a 154 cm blade steel, which is a lesser steel than the one which I showed before on the Karambite knife, but until now the only problem I had with that I will show later. It's a G10 handle, whatever that means, right? So if somebody knows it, please don't hesitate, write a comment below the movie and help out everybody else. Has a backlock, which I like, the same like on the Karambite. And yeah, that's actually all said. Comes again with an Allen key. I put that on top. Yeah, I have a lanyard on nearly all my knives, right? I like that. It goes through my hand just in case I don't lose the grip, or I can clip it on a Grimlock or wherever I want to clip it on in a carbine. And yeah, as I said, my first knife from 511, I was not disappointed until I found out that I had some screws loose. And I mean that really some screws loose. You see these sparings got very wide and these screws came off, right? I nearly lost that knife. I was really pissed, and I wrote to 511 about that. I wrote them a review on the webpage, and they, not because of me I guess, I might be not the only one who had that trouble. They offer now spare screws, but you have to pay for them, which is a little bit of a joke. I'm not really satisfied with that idea, because for the money you pay, you should be able to get a quality knife, even if it's made in Taiwan or wherever, right? And it cannot be that a knife of this kind of quality, where Mr. Steve Tarani puts his name on, you lose the clip after a couple of weeks only, right? I played a little bit around, I have to admit that, right? Because it has like 1, 2, 3, 4 possibilities to carry it, right? Yeah, and you know, if they offer that, then they should make sure that it's not losing all the screws after you try to find the best way to carry it. I ended up with that way, but you know, I'm a little bit anxious to wear that on the clip. So usually it's in the pocket, the clip goes on the rear pocket of my 511 Tactical Pants, or it goes in a side pocket, so the clip is attached for more security, and you know always where it is in the same place, because these pockets are so roomy that I'm all the time searching for my stuff, but that's another point. Investigator knife. Don't ask me why it's called Investigator knife, right? You know, kit needs a name, right? It's a folder knife with a backlock, as I said before. You see the blade has this kind of, yeah, like gray look. I actually prefer shiny blades, right? If you ask me what kind of blade would you go, I guess I'm like a shiny guy. I like my car polished, my motorbike polished, and I like blades usually polished too, especially when you see that after a while you use it, the color comes off, right? So it might be not through the steel. There's had some color disfigurations, if I pronounce that right, and I cleaned that up with some alcohol. You see, I cut a lot with that knife, so it's not in perfect shape anymore, right? I might not be able to sell it, which I actually don't want to do as well. But I like the design, right? The size is good. It's not too large. I like tanto point, right? Even I got way too many knives now with tanto point, so I changed later to another, like it's called spear point finish of the blade as well. But I like that small saw here, right, which I never used until now, but the blade cuts good, right? It cuts a little bit dull, so I have to sharpen it up again. This 154 cm steel is supposed to be, losing its edge more quickly. Please correct me if I'm wrong, right? I'm not an expert on knives. I don't pretend to be one. I'm a knife user, right? I'm not a producer of them. So I have to check out if I can sharpen that up again and get a nice edge back. I have this one for over a year now. The grip is nice, fits perfectly in my hand. I like the back lock. Please remember again, follow the regulations of your country. I'm not responsible for any stupidity you do carrying a knife, wielding a knife, right? Be careful. Times are not really good for carrying a knife on everyday basis. When I was a kid, I had always a pocket knife with me and nobody cared because it was standard. Now the people all got a little bit crazy, and it's, be safe, okay? It's a knife, it does not cut by itself, you have to do that, right? So the back lock I like, pretty strong. The blade, it's a one-hand opener, right? Even the blade is a little bit stiff, but you see, I'm not the flipping guy with this kind of knife because I like that strong. Gives me a kind of security because if I use it, I wanna cut strongly, right? And I'm not really fond if that screw would be too loose, right? You can tighten that up as much as you like, right? You see the back lock works pretty well. You see that here? Okay. Clip is strong. Clip itself is no trouble at all. Only the screws, right? And the spare rings for the screws. I never tightened up the smaller ones until now. I like that rugged here. Gives you a secure grip on the knife itself. As I said, you can open that like a one-hand opening knife. Both sides feature a little bit of a kind of a commercial Tarani knife series and 511 with a logo. Here's a little bit Taiwan written, nothing else. This is not bad, right, for opening. Otherwise, it does not really fulfill any purpose for the use I had until now. As I said, size is good, not too heavy. Nice knife for everyday carry. Not a bad choice. It's on the lowest scale of 511 knives before. Let me say that they changed the knife series now, so you might be not able to get these anymore. Nothing else to say, right? I pointed out what material it is before. Lanyard, I think it's a useful item, right? Nothing else to say. Investigator knife from 511. Small review. Thank you very much.